and it's going to be kind of an adjunct. It's kind of got the same feel, kind of a alternative. Back to You Live. Right. It's kind of got an alternative feel to it, and it's developing into an artistic performance community that I think next year is really going to take off.
That's Woody's CD. I'm trying to get a little Woody's CD.
Woody Pines.
Would you like to join us for tea? Are you busy?
I got a little bit of work to do, but I'll join you in a bit. I feel like I've done something.
Well, if you join us right now, you can have that fancy saucer, and then when you leave,
you get a saucer too.
You'll be all hopped up on tea, and you'll get a lot more done.
Okay, I'll probably get less work done if I'm hopped up.
All right. Any way you want it. Are you ready to do another song? Is that what you're doing here?
No, I'm just playing background music.
Oh, background music. All right.
What were you talking about right before the break?
You tell me, and I'll try to pick it up there.
I'm kind of remembering myself after that first.
Do you remember what I was talking about? I was trying to say something, I know. I know I was trying to say something, but I don't remember what it was. So that's just...
This is where
you were talking about something in the news, I think.
Oh, Asheville's the happiest city,
Yes.
yeah, and that's what I said. As soon as I heard it, I said, well, how about the rest of the country? Well, that just... I've had a theory going on that a lot of people are maybe not as happy as they used to be in this country, all over this country,
all over the world,
yeah, and you know, it really started coming to a head with 9/11, but it just kept on rolling, didn't it?
Man, it says roll right on down the road.
That's what I'm talking about. Misery has just increased exponentially.
I just read a thing that said maybe for the rich people.
Huh? Well, maybe they're happy.
Maybe it's the happiest place for the rich people.
The rich people are happy.
For middle class folk,
I don't know.
I don't think they're happy after what's been happening the last couple of 3 weeks.
Oh yeah, what's that? What's been happening the last?
Stock market's going down the tubes.
Lord goodness.
Everything is, it's hitting home. Come in, please.
Oh yeah. All right. We'll have a seat.
I'm breaking the rule. I'm drinking coffee and.
No.
Oh, she can
Really?
do it. She's a privileged character.
Okay.
Yeah. But I was
Let me
gonna.
take my Matrix coat off.
Yeah. Are you in the Matrix now?
I am in the Matrix.
I thought you were.
Permanently.
All right. You don't want to get too close to me or touch anything I've touched, which is just this. I have a cold. I hope I'm not.
We hope to.
Contagious, but I don't know.
Just don't sneeze on me.
I can. You don't have a microphone. Well, I've given my microphone over to him.
It's okay. I'm just sitting here quietly.
We could put another microphone. Will you hand me that bag by its cloth handle?
This one?
Mm-hmm. Okay, good deal. Thank you. I'll get a microphone.
Mad scientist equipment.
It doesn't blow up.
All right. Where did it go?
What's your name?
Allison.
I'm Adam. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Steve.
That's Adam, my new co-host. He was kind enough to come in and set up all the tea table because I was sick and I really don't want to touch anybody's teacup or anything.
You got some kind of itis.
You taking echinacea?
I did. I took 2 echinacea capsules before I came in just a little while ago. Yes. I think I'm mostly over it.
Yeah,
That's what they all say.
Tell me. Hey, I was over it the first day I had it. Phew.
So what's new for you this week?
For me?
Yeah.
What's new for her is everybody can hear what she had to talk about as soon as she has a microphone.
If I start,
I can hear you. I can hear you ask your questions really good.
Here, let's do this.
We have a reputation.
We can share that one in
Murky,
there.
Yeah, we can share
murky
that.
audio.
Murky, it's very
Murky. Murky audio. Here you go. You see where your teacup is? Sort of slide that. Take this from my hand and put it where your teacup is. And that'll be you. Okay. And you'll be amazed. Now, you'll be amazed how when you start talking, I can make you heard. I have to find the right end of the chord. Everything is backwards to me. I'm just.
It's terrible.
It is. It's awful.
I love you set a nice table. I love
Okay.
the way you set the table. I
Did you
love a
do
nice
better
table.
than me? All right. Start talking to us.
For me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
well, thank you. I take that as a
Suddenly
compliment.
run out of things to say.
What? Oh yeah, I should have some.
Is that a little
sassafras.
toy clock right there?
There we go. You're happening.
I am?
Yes, you are.
Oh, you want some? You don't.
I was coming for the Thai food. No, not Thai food. What is it? PG tips.
That's what you said. Is Thai food another kind of tea?
It is indeed.
Can you find some of that? I don't know where to buy that. Do you?
Yeah,
Where can you? Is it real good?
it's about the same.
No. Let's see.
It's cheap.
Like Lipton or Tetley, right?
Not like Lipton, no.
You don't like Lipton?
No, I don't.
I wonder if you know what used to be a good tea in this country?
What?
A&P tea.
Yeah. Yeah.
A&P used to have good tea, and the reason A&P had good tea, most people don't know what. Do you know what A&P stands for? The A&P grocery stores.
No.
Open the blue one up if you would.
Okay, tell us.
Okay, A&P stands for Atlantic and Pacific Tea Company. A&P Tea was
You knew that.
A&P grocery stores was the Atlantic and Pacific Tea Company, and
No more.
and so the A&P grocery store had the really good tea
And coffee.
for
Whoa.
cheap. So, which one did you drink? Which one?
It smells like
But he
licorice.
put a lot of sassafras.
No, that's not it. The tea is pretty strong.
Yeah, you got the dregs off.
Oh,
the bottom.
I need some couple of cubes of sugar.
Here, what
that always
you,
helps.
one cube ought to do it, but I'll tell you what, you can pour some of this in there. That'll fix you right there. Just the blue pot,
Oh.
the blue pot. Fill your cup up with the blue pot.
Fill my cup up with the blue pot.
Because then it's different teas.
Easy, it's gonna spill. There you go.
It's heavy.
Hold the top.
And it's full. And it's done.
Go ahead and fill it up. And
That
you'll
is
have-
full.
Okay. And now taste it and see if you don't have a good cup.
Which
of
one is the PG tip?
The blue pot.
The blue pot.
Oh, man.
Yeah. I'll taste it and see what you think. See if that doesn't do it for you.
Oh, it smells good, that smoky smell.
So I've broken the tea protocol, like bringing coffee in.
I think it is called a tea party.
Huh?
It is called the tea party.
It's not awful now, is it?
I drank coffee before I came in. I didn't bring it in, so
It's
I'm
not.
gonna be
It's
wired
not
for
awful
that.
now, is it?
No,
It
that's
doesn't
good,
take the
strong,
awfulness
very
out of it.
bracing
Man.
and masculine.
Yeah, it's a little bit
That
full.
comes so fast.
Oh, you have to be careful.
Oh, my God.
Tell me, you know how to pour.
That's heavy, ain't it? Is it
It's
not?
my workout for the week.
Oh,
We do the other hand
Well,
now.
then, teapots.
Two-handed teapot. Yeah, I can see that. I think Asheville is a dynamic place. I think there's a lot of stuff happening. You know, that's the cool
Yeah.
thing. Lots of interesting stuff. I mean, it's crappy. You go out to West Asheville, it's a crappy-looking place with little bitty houses and little bitty narrow little streets and
Did
no
you see those-
community. But
but you
boys,
see
you know,
those
the
everywhere.
Huh?
But you see that everywhere you go,
Yeah.
in any town.
Do you have a PBR? Yeah.
So what do you think about that, the
What?
news story that says Asheville is the happiest city in America?
Oh, I didn't see that. What was it? Somebody was
When's
telling me
20?
about it. I think
It was
Jonathan
on, yeah, it
was
was on
telling.
all over the news.
Oh.
you know about
Glad.
2020, right?
Yes,
me
I know
happy,
about
didn't it?
2020, but
Denmark's the
I can't-
happiest country.
I can't stand watching the news anymore because it's such a joke. So
Isn't that
I
the
agree.
truth?
yeah, but
Which
so
is
that's
part of why
probably why.
everybody's so unhappy.
Yeah.
I mean, Bush
I
is
take-
trying to start the economy. Kenya's burning. You know, whatever.
$250.
Either way.
We all gonna get $250.
Ooh, what shall I do with that? How
boy.
about
My life is gonna be so different.
I know it's gonna change
I'm gonna
completely.
be able to
pay a
An extra
bill.
month.
spend 2 nights in a motel somewhere or something.
Just put it on the credit card. And it can disappear into.
Put it on the credit card. That's the life.
Man, I
the
tell you.
American life. Put it
Okay,
on
well,
the
tell me all
Boy,
about
no
this
kidding,
2020. I'm gonna take my Matrix off.
I
I'm
love
out of the
that.
Matrix.
Do we need
I'm-
background music for that? No.
Yeah.
No, you don't. You'd be begging me to put it back on. Yeah. Ah, that's better. Ah, there we go. Now I can talk. So yeah, 2020 said that this was
The happiest city in America.
the happiest city in
That'd be a
America.
good song.
It was Asheville, North Carolina, the only American city they mentioned.
Really?
Yeah.
And this was a worldwide phenomenon.
Yeah. Denmark was I think the happiest country, and America came in I think 20 something in countries,
Yeah.
but the happiest city in
Well,
America.
I like to hear the countries that are unhappier than we are.
Oh,
Probably Africa.
Most
Many
of
countries in Africa.
Somalia, they're probably pretty
Yeah, that
unhappy.
one probably Sudan.
Darfur, they're
Bangladesh.
Yeah, I would
Kenya.
imagine.
I mean, I think
They're not very
Iraq's
happy.
probably pretty.
Probably
unhappy.
Iraq.
Iraq is
Afghanistan.
a little unhappier than America.
Iran
but
will
they-
be soon.
But they tell
How
me
about Korea?
they tell me
North
that if
Korea,
we
not
would get
so
out of
happy.
Iraq, it would do great things for their
China's real
their
happy.
morale would pick up.
Depends who you
I know a lot
are.
of people
right?
that go-
Yeah, there are
I know a lot of
That's
people
right.
that go over there.
Huh?
I know a lot of people that know people in China.
They're not that happy.
No, they're not that bad.
Well, it depends who you are.
Yeah.
Kinda. If you're working in a little, crappy little
There's some of
factory
that in
for
here.
pennies 7 days a week, I
Two-
expect
200.
you wouldn't be too happy, would
Let's see
you?
what that
I don't
is.
know. Beats. They must be happy because a lot of them are doing it. You know.
Well, they're forced to do it.
yeah, that's true.
Because they need the money to
Countries that-
eat and all that kind of
blah,
stuff.
blah,
Yeah.
you know. But the Democrats are going to change everything. John
Well,
Edwards is gonna
In
change
1
everything.
year.
Well, I have.
Mate.
If you know about
About all
my
missions.
friends space, you know, if you have the address on my friends space, go to my friends, to my space on my and look at my page and see
Wait, say that again. MySpace.
whatever it
Yep.
is, and go and look at a new video I posted last night of a guy talking about the Federal Reserve Bank and stuff like that, and it's
You don't mean they're criminals or something.
Oh,
well, just look at it.
It's
Just
a financial and
it's
financial.
it's
surely
just,
not. Not in America.
He,
No, no,
he just
it's democracy.
he just
Could
he
happen.
just says the whole thing is just made up money. You know, he says, hey, this it's like since 1965,
It's like that.
no money's been worth anything,
Possibly.
and they
It's a
just they're just
global
printing it up, and it's all a big scam.
Money's
Not
not
another
backed by
conspiracy
anything.
theorist.
No.
But I
Not
agree.
trading.
I mean, I'm sorry.
I'm just saying you're not trading valuable goods for anything anymore.
Unless it's
I mean,
gold.
Yeah, unless it's gold, but most money's not even backed by gold.
No, our money's not backed by
And
gold.
all the same international bankers print all the money for every country in the world, just about. So
If you want, when you want to
the
be
thing
heard,
about
when
it
you want to
is-
make a
Oh no, it's okay.
when you want to make a point, I'm going to tell you to lean up with your elbow on the table so you're right on top of your mic.
Whatever this is, there's a lot of it in my cup.
Good.
I was talking to my wife and I said,
I
you know,
got it.
the thing about it is we had nobody in power anymore at any kind of upper echelons of our society has any credibility whatsoever.
No.
We've lost, you know.
Yeah.
They're all they're all
Yeah,
liars.
yeah.
And we can't trust any
Right,
of them.
right,
We can't
like-
trust the
like-
medical people, the financial people,
Right.
the political people, the drug people, any of them. We can't trust them, any of them.
Right.
They've all lost credibility.
Right, they've all
As far as I'm
they've all sold out to the mighty dollar, and
yeah, but
that's
the thing is the more we dig into history, that we find out the people that we thought were good people back in the day, they were just as bad.
Yeah.
It's all
no,
coming
I
out
don't
now.
think that we're just as bad. I could be wrong.
I think you're right.
I
I think you're right. I
I
don't
think
think
in
you're
many
wrong.
I think in many cases they were.
The more I find
You're
out about, like,
flip-flopping.
Woodrow Wilson,
No flop flipping.
Franklin Delano
Or
Roosevelt,
flip-flopping.
the more I find out about those people, the worse they get.
Who
Yeah.
know? The fun.
Woodrow Wilson, like Franklin Roosevelt,
Uh-huh.
you know, they just get worse. I mean, they both
Not a
like
drop
were
scale.
from huge money-making families.
Yeah, but did
changed
they,
all
but
the
did
laws,
they
got us
but did
into
they
war.
send but did they send thousands and thousands of people to their deaths and things
Yeah,
like
it's called World War II for
Yeah.
FDR.
Yeah.
And he totally did it for money.
yeah.
Well, it
Oh,
got
no,
us.
don't say that.
It got you out of the depression, at least.
Well,
Well, let's do that.
Now, we're supposed to be the happiest.
Oh, we're happy,
And
sorry.
the United and the
Happy,
United
happy,
25th
happy.
happiest in the
US.
world. Let's talk about happy things.
happy.
Okay, I'm making a stir fry for dinner.
I've been-
That's happy.
Oh,
I've been feeling a lot
Stir-fry.
happier ever
Nice.
since.
With my new wok I got for Christmas.
Excellent.
Well, actually, my husband and I. My husband
I had a
and
new calf a couple of weeks ago.
You did.
Did it what?
That's
A
always.
black and white calf.
That'll make you happy having a new calf on it.
You had
I
a
guess
new
I'm
cow?
trying to get out of the cattle business, but it's hard to get out of the cattle business. Once you have them, unless you sell them, and I can't sell them because they'll go some. Well, that's not happy though. We didn't want to talk about where
Yeah.
cows go when they go. You know,
Yeah,
I had
you're-
a new
you-
calf, and it's
you,
pretty and black and
you
white.
have been. You're in the cattle business, and you are raising them all as pets. Is that what we're
No,
talking
I
about?
eat them. I kill them and cut their guts out and eat them.
Yeah.
But do you take care of them before then?
Oh yeah, and I don't want to send them to where they go to a stockyard or
Yeah.
you know go that way and
And get killed by just a machine
By-
or something.
illegal immigrants somewhere,
Mm-hmm.
Louisiana or something.
Anyway,
Good for you. I'm a vegetarian, and I say good for you.
ever since I heard about Asheville being the happiest
Are
city,
you happy?
I've been feeling a lot happier.
Did you get that little?
Oh,
angel
it made me
dust?
got
No,
that
not
glow
angel dust,
about
sorry.
you.
I'm
Yeah,
just,
they got-
it's
Fairy
made
dust,
me
not angel
happy,
dust, fairy dust.
happy,
That's
happy,
Happy. Should we sing
happy,
a happy,
happy,
song?
joy, joy.
Happy.
You got a happy song?
Have you got a happy
I'm
song?
so glad. I'm so glad. I'm glad. I'm glad. I'm glad. Is that a Cream song? Do you know that song? Was that the Cream that did that?
No, I don't
So
know.
glad.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
so
that's a good
glad,
question.
I'm glad,
Did they say
I'm
why
glad.
Asheville was the happiest?
Was that Eric Clapton playing the guitar in that song? I think.
So the whole news was, this is the happiest. We're not going to tell you why, but it just is, okay? Accept it.
Yes.
Just like the Iranians attacking the boat and everything. Just accept it.
I think it's in the water. My father told me that there was
My
a.
water is awful, so it can't
Is
be
it?
in the water.
Okay, my father told me that there was a government operation up here in this area that was doing experiments with psychedelics.
Oh,
Okay,
really?
that were for to use for war purposes, and apparently they created some kind of horrible, nightmarish psychedelic, and
say that
then
again.
closed the company down and buried big, like 50-gallon
Happy
drums
drugs?
of this stuff in the ground,
Not
which
happy, terrible.
which rumor has it might be slowly leaking in
No.
to the Asheville water supply.
Never.
Yes, and to boot, it is my theory that with time either the stuff is broken down and changed molecularly, or that maybe if you get just a teensy little dose, it's not so bad.
Well, let me ask you this. Is this why you're mad?
I don't know.
Is it a contributing factor?
I don't know.
Well,
don't
Does it have a
know.
chemical component?
I
This
don't
should
know.
be investigated.
I don't know, but my father told me that, and my father was, actually on a national scale was one of the experts on psychedelics, and stuff. He truly was.
He was probably head of the Rainbow family or something.
No. My father did a couple of years in prison for manufacturing hallucinogens. You don't know about my background, do you?
Don't tell me on national television.
Okay. Well, my first trip was with my father and his friend Tom turned me on to the first batch of 3,4-methylene doxyamphetamine hydrochloride, which was
say that
psychedelic amphetamine.
Psychedelic amphetamine.
Oh yeah, and it was the first batch of the hydrochloride.
Psychedelic
Seen things
amphetamine. Give me some more of them psychedelic amphetamine.
That's why my radio name used to be dextrorotary isomer. That was my radio name. But anyway,
Dude, the FDA starts knocking at my door.
yeah, okay, it's MDA. You know what MDMA is?
Yeah,
It's ecstasy.
I heard about it.
Have you heard about MDA? You heard about MDA too? That's
Yeah.
one less methyl group. And that's 3,4-methylene doxyamphetamine.
It was like an artificial mescaline.
It is similar to a mescaline molecule, but not necessarily all that. It's a benzene ring, and it's a
I just read about that.
about
That's
benzene.
important.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
benzene.
Oh, okay. That's right. You take the magic wand here. All right. We'll tell you about the story of the magic wand.
With
If you ta-
Hogwarts now?
yeah. If you take the, didn't you like? Have you seen the magic wand?
I think you told me about that. Doesn't it have stuff on it? And
Yeah. Okay. The
It's
root.
great pop.
The root bark here. If you take that and if you extract the oil from the root bark of this, do you know what I'm talking about already? Have you heard this
Yeah.
rap? Okay. So you already know.
But I'd love to hear it again.
Okay. You extract the oil from this. There are 3 oils in there, and from the oil of sassafras, and it's got the most of it is called saffrole. And if you freeze them, saffrole is the one that freezes out at the highest temperature, so it's the first one to freeze out as the temperature goes down. And you take the crystals from that, and that's saffrole, and that was the main flavor ingredient used in root beer. Okay. But if you take that saffrole and run it through the same process that's used to make Dutch chocolate, it comes out the other end as MDA, 3,4-methylenedioxyamphetamine.
I think I missed something.
You can trip on it, all right.
Oh man.
and it's much superior to ecstasy, although it's in that same direction, but it's much superior. Tell the truth. Did you do some of that back in the 60s or anything? You never heard of that back then?
No, I was in Vietnam.
Oh, that's right. Well, in Vietnam, there was a lot going on in Vietnam. There was.
Oh yeah. Yeah. But I was afraid to do anything but drink a lot.
There were people
I
smoking.
missed a good chance, huh?
There were people smoking some pot in Vietnam.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, we were sitting in the only chance that I really had to do that was we were sitting on the tarmac, just a bunch of indigenous soldiers that I was with, and they came over and asked me, "You want to come over here with us?" And I said, "No, I don't think so, because man, the mortars could come in any minute, and I was young, and
Yeah, well,
I'd do it. I'd do it if I had a chance again. Probably I would do it, but at that time."
Yeah, the environment
The
wasn't
real
quite
world
safe.
was trippy enough.
Tell me about it. Tell me about it. It was right. It was
Running
more,
for your
It
life,
was
you
more
know.
than enough to handle without having to be stoned and running for your life. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, right.
That's what I'm talking about. That is what I'm
Man.
talking about.
Freak out.
That'd be enough to get me on. But some of my friends who were over there, and they said, well, after a while you get used to it.
Yeah.
And
I never did, man.
well, some do, and some don't.
Yeah.
I have a friend that was on a boat that was
I'd
being
have been a whole lot better off had I been that way.
a friend of mine that was in the Navy.
Killing all those people, for some reason, had
I know.
couldn't
Anyway,
get used to that.
my friend Buddy, who was on a boat, he said that when the boat would be getting shelled and stuff like that, he said that and shells would be hitting the side of the boat and stuff like that. He said he could just sleep through it if he wasn't on his shift. And he'd just sleep right on through it, and they getting shelled, and those shells would be hitting, just ringing the whole boat, and he'd just be sleeping through it. Yeah. Well, yeah. He said after a while, if you're going to get some sleep, you're going to sleep through it. So
Apocalypse Now.
that's right. I love that movie because
It was surreal.
I
It
thought
had
it
the
was too.
surreal.
Well, it's
quality
based on
that Vietnam
Joseph
had.
Conrad. It was based on Heart of Darkness.
Yeah.
Oh, no
Darkness,
doubt.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
no doubt. Yeah. It was. Yeah, but
That was a good
I thought
book.
that movie and I thought The Deer Hunter should both be when they came out. I thought they should be required viewing because they.
Yeah, because when they started this Iraq thing, I said, I can't believe we're doing this. I can't
Well,
believe
look
Again.
Look what. Look who they're staffing the armed forces with now. They got a whole generation that came along that don't know about it. See what I mean? They've got a whole generation of kids over there that never saw Apocalypse Now, and they never went to Vietnam. You know what I'm saying? Now some of the older guys, but they can always get a handful of generals and stuff. You know what I'm saying? But the people,
And they've been brainwashed by violent movies.
the people on the ground doing the fighting, they don't know. They didn't go through it like our generation did. They're not aware of it. They're learning now, And you know what? They're not asking us, and that's a big problem. I think about it. To be truthful with you, I go down to the coffee house. We go to the coffee house, or I used to hang out in the courtyard at Vincent's here and stuff like that. And the new kids come to town, and they're like, what's your problem, old man? Hey, this all started when I got here. I'll tell you what's happening because it started happening when I got to town. Oh, well, that's fine, but they're missing out because they're not asking us. hey, what's really going on here, and they're being sucked right down the tube, and they're cannon fodder, and there they are, and I can't even stop them, and it hurts. You know,
I think that what
drives
that
me
is
crazy.
Indicative of is this obsessed with youth culture, that they don't revere experience and older people.
That's true,
in general in this country. I don't think it's all about flash and who looks good and
Who's gonna win
whatever.
the next American Idol?
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Well,
I'm not
And
that
so-
cynical about things.
Well, no, but that's what it appears when when people are watching TV. If you watch a lot of TV,
for
that's
sure.
what you get bombarded
You don't
with.
have too much, and I think that's what's happening in
Here's
Asheville.
the,
Is starting
Mason's
to
numbers
try to
and that
start a
really
community, you know.
Yeah.
And we're trying to do that in Marshall too, where
Yeah.
people are talking to one another, because young people and older people do not get together that
Yeah.
much.
and I'm not trying to say, hey, I'm old. You got to respect me and pay attention to me. You know, I'm not trying to play that. I'm just trying to look at it from a practical aspect, and I see a whole What happened was, some years ago, I was hearing some preacher or other, talking about the apocalypse and how there's going to have an apocalypse and the blood is going to run as deep as the horse's bridle and blah blah blah, and all the forces of the world were going to meet over there. And,
Were you Baptist?
And they preach a lot of that around here. You hear a lot of this. So I'm hearing all this, and I thought to myself, I said,
Fire of
and I thought, see, because I'm part of the '60s generation, and I'm part of this generation that said, what if they threw a war and nobody came? I mean, I think today that's still a great concept. What if they threw a war and nobody came?
What if everybody came and nobody fought?
All right. It'd be like, what if they threw an orgy and nobody came, right? But anyway,
That would be a travesty,
that
and it
would
wouldn't
be.
be a happy Asheville anymore.
no. I
Be a
know.
long one, that'd be for sure.
That's why Nate says Asheville is that might be why it's so happy around here. Nate says that Asheville is a sexual dodecahedron. Anyway, you've heard of it.
Is there some kind of something called a benzene ring?
It's bigger. That is bigger than a benzene ring. Do you know what a sexual triangle is? A sexual triangle?
No, tell
A
me.
love triangle? Have you heard of a love triangle? That's when there's three people involved in some affair or other. You see,
Some screwed up mess.
right? And so you know what a dodecahedron is? It's got a lot more sides than a triangle.
God.
About
Thank you.
big.
Anyway, where was and so anyway, I was hearing about this apocalypse going to be and all this kind of stuff, and I thought, no, see, that's all changed now, because our generation has come along and we've seen the light, and we know that war is bad, and not to fall for that and stuff like that. I said to have the apocalypse, I said you'd have to have a generation of idiots. We'd have to have a whole generation of idiots.
I think we're there.
And then I started hanging out on the streets and just really observing the new generation, and it scared me to my core, because
I like the new generation.
I thought to myself,